On today's episode of Grimwood Fix, we have an Xbox One S. I already have the board out. We have 3 issues that we'll be dealing with. We have a damaged HDMI port, a damaged USB port, and a damaged sync button on the, power and sync button board. So let's do the button first, and then we'll move on to the board. Now, I know you can just buy a new replacement power button board, but those cost like $10, and the little button here costs like 50 cents. So I'm going to proceed with removing this. And I'm just going to take the replacement. I'm heating from underneath at 350 degrees. And that looks like it's soldered on. Super quick, super easy. Now we'll move on to the motherboard. We'll knock out the HDMI port first. Now with the HDMI port, I'm heating from underneath at 480 degrees C. I'm gonna start by adding some flux to all these joints. The way that I like to do it is I like to feed some leaded solder into the anchors. It's a good finishing solder, and it'll help it remove cleanly. Now I can grab some tweezers and lift this out. If the 19 pins look like they need extra solder, now's the time that I would do that. This came off with plenty of solder still intact, so I'm just going to take the replacement port and put it in place. And then always add more flux. It's going to help the solder flow nicely on the joints and prevent cold solder joints. Now I'm going to press this onto the board with my tweezers. And as I'm pressing, I remove the heat from underneath, just sliding it out. I'm going to continue to hold that until I see the solder joints go from liquid to solid. And now that I've seen that happen, I'm going to hold my breath and count to 5. And now the HDMI port is soldered on correctly. I'm going to take a brush and a little bit of IPA and just clean up any residual flux. Okay, that looks great. The USB port is being replaced because for whatever reason, a cord doesn't go into it. So there must be damage inside of it. Removal is going to be the same way. I'm going to flux that up, and I'm going to try to add some leaded solder to the anchor joints. This is a through hole mounting, so I won't be able to see when the bottom side is loose or desoldered, but if I move this around, I'll see that it'll come free. Now I don't have a replacement on hand because I don't replace these often enough to stock them, so I'm going to have to grab a donor. I went ahead and grabbed the donor off camera because it was going to be basically exactly what you just watched. So here I'm going to add some flux to all these solder joints. If nothing else, it's going to help me see that they're molten, which is helpful for what I'm trying to accomplish here. And now I'm going to take my replacement and I'm just going to try to line it up and set it in place. Now that that's set in place, I'm just going to push that in a little bit, make sure it's level and straight, and then remove the heat and wait for that solder to harden. That worked out great. The only thing left to do is to reassemble everything and test it and show that it works, because what is a repair video without showing that you repaired anything? I'll be back with the reassembly and we'll do a test. Okay, here we are put back together. Give some power. Let's grab an HDMI cord. Put up a channel. And the screen's going to be black for a little bit because I just installed the new hard drive. And when you install a new hard drive with the firmware, it doesn't show the splash screen until you do the next update. But in any case, let's test that USB port. Controller just vibrated. That's good. And we're going to test the pairing button. So let's turn on a controller. And I'm going to put this into pairing mode. And I'm going to press the pairing button on the system. And you'll know that it paired when this light becomes solid. There we go. Just in time for the system to turn on. And we're good to go. Another successful repair. This is a 1S all digital. I call it the Game Pass machine. Still worth fixing, I think, because, I mean, look, it didn't take real long to fix. Depends on what's the matter with it, but when it's basic hardware like that, I think it's worth fixing. If you found the video helpful, drop a like, hit a comment, and you'll see me in the next video because I'm going to keep making them. All right, thanks for tuning in.